Hello, everybody. Man, Mountain Metal's in the house.
I
Wow, gotta say hi.
know. Good to see him again. It's been
And
a
we
while.
have with us Miss Angie
Hey.
and Ryan and Christine, otherwise known as Baby, in Florida, and they are Gulf Coast pickers. Man, that's a big Gulf Coast too, from Florida
I'm
to
on that coast on the opposite end.
Texas.
Yep.
And there's Nanette. Dang, I was going to sing to Nanette tonight, and I forgot. Dang
Well,
it.
you still can. You have like
No, no, not live. I ain't. Not live. Well, then that's her mother.
hi, Mom. Uh-oh.
weather, weather change ahead.
You
Yeah.
getting storms or something?
No, no. Our weather has totally changed in Oklahoma. I think Texas has been getting hammered. Arkansas has been getting hammered. We in Louisiana and down that area, we are Tornado Alley, and we have not had really an outbreak of tornadoes in 2 or 3 years.
That's
So,
good.
yeah, well, something going on. All right.
It's bad because I'm really hoping I'm hoping we get a storm so that they'll replace my roof.
A hailstorm.
I want like a really good, like a not a terrible hurricane, but enough to like pull off some shingles so I'll get a new roof.
Yeah, but you got a deductible.
I don't care. My new roof is $11,000.
Okay, well, my deductible is like 2,500 of that
Well, I would be
11,000.
happy to pay $2,500 for a new roof.
Okay. Hey, Lori.
Lori.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all have the show, and y'all tell us a little bit about yourselves, and then we'll come back.
I'm Ryan. This is Christine. We're Gulf Coast pickers. We just started picking back in the end of September, early October. So we haven't been doing it long. We've been on YouTube doing videos since January 14th, so almost 3 months. We also, what our regular jobs is, I'm a board certified hearing aid specialist. We have our own office. We're located in the Sarasota area. I've been doing hearing aids for 27 years, and we'd like to go picking now. A Harry Tornado video came across my recommended YouTube videos, and I seen it, and I was like, wow, that looks like fun. So we started trying it, and we're hooked. We go every weekend. We love it. That's really it.
All right. Well, now that you said that, so how many listings do y'all currently have, and do you just sell on one platform?
Yep, eBay. She does a little bit of stuff on Poshmark. I think I'm up to 890, somewhere around 890.
And
That's good. That's
and
really
so,
good.
I mean, obviously, you know how much effort it takes to sell on eBay and
Oh yeah,
and other platforms because of the time. So, where do you put your inventory?
in this office, in our back.
Oh, okay.
We got 2 back offices. Well,
Hey,
back office. That's
an idea. They come in for a hearing aid, they get fitted, and then you guys can look at your inventory and see if there's anything they want to buy.
Come back here.
Right. I got a 1938 Reed and Barton silver 6-piece silver service set. It's in my office. I'm trying to sell it that way.
No fees.
Yeah.
Well, let's see who all's here. Of course, there's my longtime friend, Mr. Man Mountain Metals. Thanks for stopping by.
The Currys.
Yay.
Miss Nanette.
Danny May.
And Lori. And Sandra. Hello. Welcome. Angie's here. Holy smoke, she never comes into my lives. Danny May. Hello, Danny May in Tennessee. I always like to know where people are from. I don't know why. That's a thing for me. Hello, the Currys. Welcome.
There.
And there's Angie again.
I know. I'm all over the place.
Wow, there's another stranger, Danny in Ohio. What's up, Danny?
Good to see you, Danny. It's been a while.
Miss Real Estate Karen is here.
Hey, Karen.
And then there's Miss Maggie Doodle. She was just in Adams.
Oh, really? I'll have to go back and watch that.
Was it Adams or was it Marty's? I'm trying to think now because I've been watching 2 lives for a little bit, flipping. Yeah, and he was doing his ad listing stuff. I can't list and do lives. I just can't.
Me neither. Not at all.
Hey, John, welcome. Tag Team Treasure Hunters.
I love that name.
Georgia. So I guess they're a tag team too.
She was in Adam's chat.
Oh, okay. I knew I saw her and I said hi. So, well, welcome tag team. And yeah, there you go. Okay. There he is. Jiminy Flip It, Mr. Ads. If y'all hadn't gone and seen his videos, check him out. He does ads, a lot of advertising ads and more vintage stuff, older stuff. But he has a real good 6-part series, and he did a fantastic job. It's like me on Netflix. I binge watched the whole thing
So did I.
An hour. And it was just one step to the next on how he cuts them, how he photos, laser prints them, and how he stores them and how he ships them. And it was just really cool. So I learned a lot about that because we all learn from each other.
Yeah.
So, yes, Angie's kind of like
everywhere, man.
Yeah, she wrote the song. So, as they said, they're in Florida, Sarasota, right? And so they have full-time jobs and they resell on the side, and they're pretty much new to it. So, what are the things that you guys like to sell? I know horror videos, VHS stuff.
Not gonna let that go, are you?
Well, no, because that was what I saw in the video.
This is our favorite.
What is?
80s, 90s stuff, vintage 80s, 90s stuff.
Okay.
That's our childhood. That's what we love.
Yep.
You guys were children in the 80s?
1980s, babies.
Man, you weren't like, must have been a little child in the 80s.
I was born in 1980, so we both were born in 1980.
Oh, heck, I was in the Navy.
January. I was born in November. I hear about it every day of my life. That's
I'm
just
older.
I was in the Navy in Charleston, South Carolina in 1980. So that's when you said that. I was like, 80s? I remember the 80s. That was Duran Duran and the Fix and Tears for Fears, but I was an adult by that time. So
yeah, they were still young at that point.
Yeah, they were still, little.
Babies.
So you said you watched Harry Tornado and you got hooked. What was your goal for reselling? Just trying it out to save money?
Extra money on the side. Just extra money, be able to do more stuff and pay stuff off quicker and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's...
And find cool stuff. We like finding cool stuff.
We like finding stuff.
It's a treasure hunt.
Oh, absolutely. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
And that is the fun part of reselling. Everything else is tedious. That's correct. And I have FOMO, fear of missing out. And you probably will discover that the more you get into it. Because when you have a death pile and you should be listing the death pile or opportunity pile, you still find yourself going out and picking up more stuff. That's why I don't go to the bins anymore, because I would come home with a truck full.
Yeah.
And it would be just almost impossible to get to it all. But
you
I realized
it, but you just can't get back to the old stuff.
Right. Well, my big thing was clothing in the beginning. When I first started, I was still at UPS and sales, and I went out and did jerseys. And jerseys are what I know probably the most about: sports, helmets, jerseys, stuff like that. And when I retired, I didn't do much at all for a year. And then I slept till noon, thought, man, you're going to die sitting in a chair watching Dr. Phil and eating chips and dip. So I went on a diet and I lost some weight and I started getting a little energy. And then I started doing this and I've done really well with it. But I realized this week I've got to figure something out because I am running out of room in my home for the places that I don't want it to be.
Right.
I have room set aside for my inventory.
You don't have to park in the garage.
Well, I am parking in the garage. I drive a nice car and I'm keeping that baby in the garage. So when I have to put that outside, then I got to back off. Well, thanks, Danny. I appreciate you subbing to my channel. So there you go. So you already got a subscriber, and he'll have to watch a video. And as Johnny says, if it's gray, if it's red, make it go gray. And you know what Johnny says.
He's awesome.
Johnny is awesome.
Yeah, he promised to come in tonight because I gave him a little bit of crap about not coming into our shows. He goes, well, 7 o'clock's late for me. I was like, and 8 o'clock his time. I was like, dude, you're not as old as me. You can come in for a few minutes.
Right. He said he was going to show up. I was in there this morning and reminded him.
Yeah. So I do believe in supporting each other. as best you can. And I realize we all have lives and jobs and kids and grandkids and all that stuff. So it's not that easy, but it's nice and respectable to do it. If somebody's supporting you, you should support them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Hello,
so
Karen.
What did you guys decide to, once you started doing reselling, to try YouTube?
I don't know, because I didn't grow up around home videos or nothing like that. She did, I didn't, and I'm not comfortable in front of the camera, really, to be honest with you. So,
it takes a while to get used to not feeling like you don't look stupid if you feel that way.
I don't know. She pushed me a lot, I guess.
So you wanted to do it, Christine?
Well, like when he says he wants to try something or do something, I'm always like, do it, because I don't want you to be like, I wish I would have done that or something, you know, or I wish I would have tried that, you know. So for Christmas, I got him a camera.
Oh, that's a great idea.
GoPro?
Like,
I had to try then, right?
Yeah, I saw it in your shadows on your video. I could tell you were wearing a GoPro.
Hey, my kids said for years, you know everything about eBay. I don't, but they said, you got to try it. You got to do it. You know, you want to do YouTube. And I did. And I was like, who is going to watch, you know? But so one day I just said, okay, I'm going to do it. So, and it's, you know, it gets so much easier after you do it for a while.
Yeah.
See, I started because of Mr. Beast and thought, well, if I can give away a Tesla or a Lamborghini, and then I realized I didn't have the money to do it, so I had to figure something else out.
If only, dang.
Hey, Miss Journey, welcome. We were just talking about you before the show went live.
We were.
Danny,
I knew how crazy editing was going to be. I don't know if I would have started.
Angie's a bigger editor than I am. I just throw it out there and throw it up, and you can tell.
You know, yours come out good. It's my problem is and so I gotta take a while to cut all that stuff out.
Right.
No, MML, I don't have a Tesla, and I don't want a Tesla. I have an Infinity, but it's a 2011. So, but it is nice. Any tips for starting out on YouTube? There you go. I think we could all take this question. So, okay. Angie, go ahead. Start it out.
Tips for starting out on YouTube. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Just do it and put it out there. Your first videos are going to be terrible, and you're going to look back and be like, oh, that was awful. But the only way you get better is by doing it. And I have to say that I was very concerned about it at the beginning, but this community is great. For the most part, everyone is super welcoming and they want to learn. And they, you know, if you go in with the idea of building friendships and, you know, just sharing your experience, you'll have a really good time. And quite honestly, nobody cares really what you look like or if you say the wrong thing or whatever. Just, you know, put it out there and let people get to know you a little bit, and you'll do just fine.
And there's some good pointers that have been pointed out in here. Just do it. That's a Nike thing, Danny Mae. You can't use that. You might get banned. And then Danny, just be yourself. And that's true. Just be yourself. And I think going on lives and going into chats like Johnny's, because Johnny's a very supportive person. Cajun Roots Reseller, for those of you who don't know, in the morning at 7:30, he's on. And go in there and they'll help you not only grow your channel by getting subscribers, but you'll meet other people. Do some lives. Of course, you already have your hours, so you don't need hours, but I would do some lives, tag team treasure hunters for you, and or go on some people's lives. You know, like everybody said, just be yourself and don't be afraid, because we've had people come on our lives, Angie and mine, that have never been on a live, and they were fine. And then they started doing them after that. So, you know, nobody really is going to say anything. Just do it. And again, in the beginning, if you go back and watch my first video that I ever did, it was in my eBay room. I was introducing myself, and it was horrible. And they're still horrible, but they've gotten just a little bit better.
Just be like us and film. You don't have to talk.
Yeah.
Let me picking.
And say babe every 5
That's
minutes.
true too.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't calling him that; he was calling you that. And I was like, well, okay, I know her name ain't Baby or Babe. Yeah, look at this, babe. Look at this, babe. And she was just, and I liked what you were doing, Christine. He's filming and talking and looking at stuff, and you're putting stuff in front of him so we can see it.
So
And that was
He
pretty
did
cool.
more than I did. So
And I actually like that because we got to see what you were sourcing without interrupting, because a lot of people do talk over each other. I've been watching a lot of Maui videos because I'm going back in June, and there's a couple called Dan and Shell that went with a family that's big on YouTube, over 1 million subscribers, called the Binghams, just recently to Maui. And they talk, I love them, but they were talking over each other so much that it was like, really? And the husband of the Binghams talks like 90 miles an hour. And I'm like, man, just slow down just a little bit. But it's nice to watch videos before we go and redo that. No, start on your iPhone. That I film all my videos on my iPhone.
You're not going to get paid when you start YouTube
No.
for a long time. So
you might as well get
know
started.
what you have and, worry about the extras and stuff later on. Already done.
Thank you, Angie. I'll tell you a funny story. I have a GoPro 8, and I took it to Maui last year with a drone. Didn't know how to operate either one of them. Got to Maui, the drone stayed in the suitcase for the whole trip, and the GoPro, we went snorkeling off of Lanai, and there was a little bit of a current. So here I am, 62 years old at the time, with a mask on that I can't keep fitted to my face, flippers on, and a GoPro in my hand, and I'm trying to swim against the current with my left hand, and I'm starting to freak out, because the water's, 35 feet deep, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm filming, but I'm also kind of thrashing to get back to the boat, and just said, oh, to hell with this. And I got out of the water because it wasn't calm like when we went to the Big Island where it was just calm and we could do whatever. But until just about 2 weeks ago, I hadn't even looked at that clip. And so I pull up my GoPro and I open it up and I start watching it. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't try to put that out there. It was just me thrashing all over the place with a few fish in the picture.
That's funny.
So I am not a tech savvy person.
So what is the best thing that you have found so far in your sourcing?
There we go. I found a 1972 Elton John tour press kit.
Ah, wow.
And
Yeah,
you paid?
I paid $2 for it and about 20 music sheets from different.
And sold it for?
Too cheap, $400. I sold it for $400.
We've all been there.
That's
It was like my first month, maybe 2 or 3 weeks into it. You know what I mean? And I was like, I want to make some money. I started the bid I did an auction for it. I started it at $100. I got an offer for $200. I'm almost instantly.
Boom.
So I was like, dang it, I did it too low. I knew it. I hadn't been selling much up to then. So I was like, yeah. So
I've done it too.
I sent the guy, I countered at 400, and I went and changed the auction to 500. I stopped the auction, started a new one at 500. The guy took it.
Wow.
But you know what? When you're first starting out, people will take a chance if the price is right and your feedback's low. Whereas normally they won't pay the higher dollar. So you probably got the best you could at the time, and still that was a great investment. Oh my gosh!
And that's the way you have to look at it. I've done it a couple of times with. I hate to even bring it up since Chris Daily Refinement just got banned on eBay, but I have come across promotional shoes that were given to NBA players with the Thunder, including Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, and have come across those, and I paid $85 last summer for a pair at a yard sale of a family that had access to him. And as soon as I looked in and saw that they were promotional shoes, I went home and put them on eBay for $600 auction. And I had found them once before and actually paid a little bit more. and sold them quickly and thought I learned my lesson, but I didn't. So I got offers of I started at 400. I got an offer of 600 immediately, and I turned it down and said, no, I'm letting this one run. And all day long, I was getting little, $600, $800 offers. And finally, a guy came, and of course, he was in China, comes back and says, I'll give you $1,200. Wow. And I said, damn, Bobby, you got $85 in these shoes. So I pulled the trigger, but he didn't pay. He didn't buy them. I told him to hurry up and pay because there were multiple watchers. Well, somebody else snagged it when I changed it to a buy it now $1,200. He didn't get it. But 3 weeks later, somebody offered me, he said, do you still have them? I said, no. He goes, I would have gave you triple.
Oh.
And I'm like, you know what? And at first it hit me. And then I was like, you know what? You can't think of it that way. You got to think. Yeah. I paid $85. And then the same day I sold them for $1,200.
Yeah.
So I made $1,000 in my pocket.
Right.
So that's the way you got to think of it.
Definitely.
And
I've sold some of the music sheets out of there for $10 and $20. So
right. Adam likes "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me." You want to come on and sing it, Adam? Hey, Lynn, what's up there, Subsailor? We let Subsailors come in here too. People that are on submarines. Yeah.
Hey, Ciro. Good to see you.
I like to keep up with the chat too.
So, is the shoes your biggest? What's y'all's biggest?
Actually, in the same week, I sold 2 things for the same amount. No, the other one was $1,100. They were poker chips. I paid $2 for at a yard sale and sold them for $1,100. And they went to New Zealand. They were Must de Cartier Paris poker chips, and I had no clue what they were. I just saw them, and they were pretty, and they were in a case. And when I got them home, I opened it up and saw the gold plaque inside, and I started Googling it, and they were like $2,500 poker chips. I didn't get that much, but I kept dropping the price. And then finally, when they got to $1,100, somebody bought them, and I was like, so yeah. I mean, and Angie's, of course, we always talk about the pillows.
That's not my best, though.
I know, but that's a good one.
The pillows, we have a Crazy Has Boys here. It's like a bin Amazon return store. Okay. Well, I went there and came out and saw that beside their dumpster were like hundreds of boxes. And so, the reseller and me could not drive back there to see it was. And they were these adorable little flamingo pillows and fish pillows. And I filled up my car twice with these pillows. And so it made it was about $1,200 in just a few days, just selling them on Facebook Marketplace. Wow. I mean, my whole living room was a mountain of pillows. But actually, my best purchase was we had a Radio Shack that was going out of business in Gulf Breeze, Florida. And on their I kept watching it every day. And then one day it said last day. So, I'm all about last day kind of thing. So I went in there and they said, hey, you can fill a box of stuff for $10. So I'm pulling stuff down and filling up a box. And the liquidation manager of all of Radio Shack came in and he said, are you a reseller? And I'm like, yeah. And he said, I will sell you the entire remaining inventory for $10, but you have to wait for us to scan every item out of our inventory. I was like, done. So I bought a whole Radio Shack for $10.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the best one I ever had.
Karen's bringing up that when I first started reselling other stuff, I was at a yard sale and found 2 pair of vintage selvage jeans, Levi's.
Yeah.
501s. And I sold those a little cheap too. I paid $10 and sold them for $300. And they're worth a lot more. But again, hey, John, welcome. And Miss Journey, yes, we have talked a little bit about it. I know that she said that Casey did a video about it. So did Chase After the Right Price today, and he said the same thing about not having. He has 3 platforms: Amazon, he has local too, and then eBay and Whatnot, and of course Chris has Whatnot as well, and probably other platforms as well. But yeah, you don't want all your eggs in one basket, and you also need to know what the Vero items are, and you need to pay attention to what you can and can't do with eBay. I don't care how big you are.
Okay, I disagree with that. What does it mean for us? It means absolutely nothing. Chris sold $1.8 million worth of one-off tennis shoes from sources he couldn't verify. Unless you're selling $25,000 one-off tennis shoes and the company wants to know where the heck you got them from, you're not going to have any issues at all. I'm all for keeping your eggs in one basket. I'm an eBay 100% person. Don't do things that can, chance your account. He took the chance. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he bought them, probably most of the shoes were never, ever meant to be sold to anyone. They were promotionals or, ones that well, I can't remember I can't think of what word I'm trying to say. Not promotional ones, but ones that they made to show to someone, prototypes. There we go. That never were meant to go anywhere and probably should have been destroyed. But he chose to buy those from someone, and he knew this could happen. You can't just, sell $1.8 million in 4 months and think no one's going to question you on where you got that product.
I agree on the fact that I keep all my eggs in one basket because I have almost 5,300 items listed on the eBay platform and nowhere else. But his was that he couldn't provide invoices for that stuff. And Chase brought up the comment that, you go to yard sales, you're not going to have an invoice for that. You go to estate sales, most of the time, you're not going to get an invoice unless you ask. When you buy from people, like I'm buying from other YouTubers online and they're sending us stuff, you're not going to have invoices, but they're not $25,000 items that they're sending us. If they are, they're crazy.
Yeah, and if you had one pair, that could happen. I mean, you could find the holy grail of some pair of shoes. It's just that it's multiple shoes, and I feel bad for him because, that's his livelihood. But he even said, I watched him today, and he said it was a chance he took. He knew there was a chance that this could happen. So, but he's a smart guy. He'll do just fine. And he has multiple, he has a lot of friends in a lot of high places, and he's going to bounce out of this really, really well. But I think for the average person, you have nothing to worry about. It's not something that's going to affect.
And you're going to get Veros, and you're going to get maybe suspensions or warnings. I had actually and I guess come to think of it, I bought a bunch of jerseys from a sporting goods store near me a few years ago while I was still working, and they were $5 a jersey. They were all like Georgia Bulldogs, Naval Academy, Oregon Ducks, all this kind of stuff, mostly college. And I bought $300 worth, so 60 jerseys for $300. And I've sold a bunch of them. I still have some, but I had a Georgia Bulldog one pulled down. It's been listed for probably 4 years. And it was only about a $15 item that I paid $5 for, brand new. But the University of Georgia said, eBay, this guy's selling something that's counterfeit. It wasn't, but when I looked at it closer, it is a sample jersey. And I don't know how this sporting goods store was selling sample jerseys, but they were.
Wow.
And I bought it, and I've sold other ones just like it. But that's the thing with eBay. They catch some things and some things they don't. And yes, Bama Pickin', I watch Chase because he does a lot of video games. I'm not into the Pokemon, but he knows a lot about those things. And he's a very intelligent guy, young guy with a family in Michigan. And he knows his stuff, and he knows his finances and his costs and all that stuff. So I like his videos. And he's selling on whatnot, of course. He just spent over $100,000 on an entire video game store.
Wow.
Yeah. But I'm not doing that.
Did you see the question from Tag Team Treasure Hunters?
Yeah, and I was going to let you jump on that because I just sell on eBay, but Brian and Christine sell on Poshmark and eBay.
She does a little bit. I do.
And I know Angie. I've tried Macari and some others. I'm not a Poshmark fan because of you have to get the following like Instagram and stuff. Macari I would do as a second platform if I decided to sell on it. But I just like keeping my eggs in one basket, getting to know that platform. And even though I don't agree with everything that eBay does, it's their store. It's their platform, and I got to live by their rules. And I've made good money. I did just shy of $120K last year in sales.
Nice.
So not profit, sales.
Right.
What do you guys think about cross-posting or multiple?
I'm sorry. I was zoned out for a second. It's a lot. It's just a lot to keep up with,
Yeah.
We're too new, so I'm just trying to get one thing down at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. I think some people are all about cross-posting, and if that works for you, that's great.
Right.
But I really, really think mastering, or not mastering, but really getting a good firm hold of one platform first is essential. So you really know where your inventory, you have a great system, you are consistently listing 30 items or more every single day. Then you can, if you're at that point, I think cross-posting it could be a good idea for you. Personally, I have not had good luck on Mercari. I tried it, not a whole lot. And Poshmark, for me, I just value my time too much to spend time sharing over and over. And you can do a virtual assistant, but they're basically using a bot to do that. And I think that goes against the terms of Poshmark. But I don't want to pay someone to share my listing when I could just be spending that time listing more stuff on eBay. But I know lots of people who swear by cross-posting, so you really got to go with what works for you on it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have a lot of listings to make money. Now, I do it because I have FOMO, and Angie has over 2,000 listings. I have over 5,000 listings. There are very few YouTubers, especially big YouTubers, that have more than 500 or 600 items on eBay because they're focused on YouTube. And Harry Tornado is one of those that you mentioned. And there are some like Gemini Thrifts that have probably 9,000 items on eBay, and she sources a lot. But you don't have to have that many. But I don't want to cross list for one reason, because sometimes, and I have a pretty good system, but there are times when I can't find something, and it's usually the little $5 item that I can't find that I sold, and I'll spend 2 hours looking for it. And if I cross list, I'm going to forget to take stuff down. And that's when you get in trouble on eBay or Facebook or Mercari or anything else. They will take you off there if you don't provide customer service. And that's the one thing I'm super big on. Shipping fast. And, you got to do all those things. Because in your business, you provide customer service. And we control this business to the best we can, other than the services that we use to get our packages there.
Right.
But I ship every day, including Saturdays. And
we do.
You ship.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. And that's what you should do, in my opinion.
Yes.
Hey, Harry, what's up, buddy? Welcome in.
Oh, but other platforms, though, I do love Facebook Marketplace for local pickup for big items. If you haven't tried them, at least in my area, it's a good place to get rid of bigger items that you just don't want to ship.
Yeah.
Right.
And I do too. I just won't ship on Facebook. I just like doing local for big stuff.
Yeah.
Me too.
I agree.
Hey, Harry. Didn't see you come in.
And I'll have to check out your Danny May, your paranormal thing. I saw the comments from Adam, but I don't know what that's all about. So, we talked about, and I don't know if I should even go down this road, but there is some drama in this YouTube community. I mean, there's a lot of helpful people in here, but there is some drama, and people need to think before they speak about when they talk about other people, because we used to do lives with a person that when they came in and said something, Harry Tornado just happened to be one of them, and he got wind of it and came into our live chat. So you got to be careful, not that you may care or not care, but you got to be careful when you're saying stuff about people. Not only because it hurts their feelings, and we live in a society that almost doesn't really seem to care about each other anymore, my personal opinion, but we need to think before we speak sometimes. Sorry, I went off on that tangent.
How did we get on that? What happened there? I missed something.
Well, I don't know. I just saw the comments between Adam and Danny May about she does a paranormal channel. If you don't know Danny May's Adventures, she does.
I've checked it out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and she does some paranormal stuff too. And no, hey, tag team. That's what we're here for. That's what we want. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Welcome in. And Melanie, hello, welcome. And there's Mark. Apparently he sent their gift off, but he hasn't sent mine and yours, Angie. Although, didn't you get? I gave you a message from. Is it not Storage Bandits or something? Did you get all that?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Melissa.
Did he get a pie in the face yet or something? I heard.
And Storage Bandits is Glenn. Mark is Sarcastic Storage Stacker.
Holy smoke! It's Marcy.
Marcy, this is the second time you'll be grabbing popcorn today.
Well, I want butter on mine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, kids, I know you have a son because I saw him in the video. Tell us about your kids.
We just have one. I wanted 6, had him, said I'm good to go.
And how old is he?
He'll be 11 in August.
Okay. And does he like sourcing too, or is he just gotta go? Okay.
Yeah,
No,
he likes it.
My kids hate
He
it.
likes Pokemon, so
He found Pokemon at one sale, and that was it. After that, now he wants to go, and he gets excited if he sees kids at the sale. He's like, "Oh, they have Pokemon, Mom! I bet they have Pokemon. Look at those kids. There's kids there, and they have Pokemon."
I've been speaking of popcorn. When I've been binge watching stuff on HBO. HBO's been horrible for a long time, and now all of a sudden they got this new thing on the Lakers, and they got this new thing called.
We haven't watched it yet.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And Invisible Pilot's another one that's really good. That's only had 2 episodes so far, and it's a true story. So I've been watching those. But when I watch them, I gotta have my popcorn.
She's a popcorn junkie.
Me too.
I used to be. I'm burnt out because she wants it so much. I'm like, I can't eat no more popcorn.
Well, you would think somebody with the name Frugal Peanut Reseller would be eating peanuts, not popcorn. But, it is what it is.
We love them.
Holy, wait a minute. Chuck's in here too?
Yes.
Holy
The
smoke.
whole gang is back together. Reseller Mafia.
Your ears must have been burning, Angie.
I know.
They'll probably ask us after the show, what the hell was that all about? She eats both.
Well, there you go.
There you go. That was Peanut's husband. Oh, there you go. Oh, there's Sarah. She was in Adams too. Sarah's in Ada, Oklahoma, near me. I don't know why Sarah's like, why does he always have to mention that? I have this thing about geography. When you retire for 35 years in the transportation industry, it's all about where you at, and your zip code and all that stuff. Like the 3 zip codes down there in Florida.
And up further, Tag Team had asked if you sell everything or if you have like a niche or a couple niches that you're selling in.
Us?
Yeah.
We sell anything. Whatever makes money.
So you just go around and whatever.
Everything.
We look at everything.
I look at
anything you don't like to sell?
We don't do, very rarely we'll do newer clothes. It's got to be vintage.
Okay.
We like vintage. Most of our stuff we get is vintage because that's what we focus on. So vintage 80s, 90s, VHS, T-shirts, hats, toys. That's what we like to do. But if we see something that's a good deal, we're going to pick it up.
Right, exactly.
Stuff like this.
I wrote you on Instagram about that.
I got them. I paid, I think, $15 a piece for them, and I've got them listed for like $199 or something because they've never been worn. They're old stock and they're 1985. Nice. The only negative to me is they're sleeveless, even though I'm okay with sleeveless because I get to show my tattoos off. Yeah. But I don't wear much of that right now. So, and then I got some Pearl Jam stuff here recently from the same person.
Cool.
Nice.
And Pearl Jam's past my time, so.
I would have loved that.
I know.
But what about you, Bobby? I'm sure that question was for
Well, I mean, most people that know who I am and watch me, I would say ball caps are probably the thing I preach the most because of the ROI. I mean, you pay 50 cents for a ball cap, you could get $1,600 for some of them.
Right.
The norm, you're going to get at least $10. Most, I think, that I look for, they're going to get $15 to $45 for. So the ROI can't be beat. They're easy to ship, easy to photograph, easy to clean in most cases. So that's number one. Jerseys are my fallback, but you just don't find them as much as you used to. But certain brands, Champion and Mitchell and Ness and some of those vintage Nikes and stuff, you want those. And anybody that needs to reach out and ask about that stuff, just do so. Video games, I have every video game console you could probably name, but I don't play video games. But I have them all, and I collect GameCube and N64 a little bit. So plush, mainly the Five Nights at Freddy's, the Marios, the Pokemon, the anime theme stuff. Mm-hmm. But anything vintage. Tracy with the rubber-faced one, and Sandy in here.
One of those.
Did you see Sandy posted one on Instagram a few weeks ago? She had a rubber-faced duck. It wasn't in the greatest. Huh?
Oh, yeah, it was a duck. That's right.
Yeah. Wasn't in the greatest condition. Had it in her death pile for a long time, probably a year or so. Put it on eBay and sold it for $1,525.
Jeez.
So that's why you got to work your death pile, because you bought it for a reason.
Yes.
And so you thought it was worth money, buy it and list it. And believe me, I don't follow my own advice all the time either. But I would say Mary Kay, I learned about that. We learn from each other, watching Kevin with the VHS and others. You learn all the time from people, things you never knew anything about. And sometimes for me, if it's cheap, I take a chance, like the poker chips.
Yep.
Knew nothing about them, but they were $2. They were in a beautiful case. They were gorgeous, gold and white. I took a chance and I made $1,100. So does that always happen?
A lot of things that it just catches your eye and you have no clue. Mm-hmm. And like that happened with me is, anything purple. Purple's my color. And I saw a purple M&M plush. And I was like, ooh, it's purple. And, I got it.
Right.
And then I come back and I didn't look it up. And I usually do look stuff up, but I didn't. And I come back and look it up. And it's a Boyd's Bear M&M.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And how much did it?
I think $187.
Wow.
I paid $2.
Put it on auction. I think we started at $99 because we seen they were like whatever a piece. There was 2 of them.
But it was because it was purple is the only reason. I got it.
It got better.
And I do. It's not Captain America, baby. That's the Cowboys.
You're like 5-6 inch plushes. They're nothing big.
Bobby has had some scores of some plushes.
Yeah, a Five Nights at Freddy's I sold for $164 off of $1, and I didn't know. Again, I'm old, so I don't know the stuff that y'all know. I just Google Lens is my friend. Right. I just bought a bunch of Bionicle and Beast Wars Transformers this past weekend, a whole bag of them for $5. And I'm just sitting here shaking my head, but I have to almost take every piece and look at the Lego Bionicle pieces and go, what the hell piece is that? What's it worth? But it shocked me when I saw it, but it's just time. And Harry mentioned cassettes. I found a bunch of sealed cassettes and CDs of unique music, not necessarily metal or rock, and have sold some of those for $125. So you just got it. Like you were doing the other day, Ryan, you were comping those VHS tapes, and some of them I saw you put them back, and some of them they went into that little stack. By the way, do you guys not have IKEA bags?
We do.
We do. We usually have stuff in them.
That's why. But that one we had in the car, and it was full. So what do we do now?
Well, babies are cheap. Buy a bunch of them.
I know.
Yeah, we did.
My trunk's full of them. Yeah, I don't go anywhere without IKEA bags. They're my post office carry. It is not a Marvel hat. It is a Dallas Cowboys hat. I'm gonna cut them out of this video. Not that they did any better than we did.
How upset are you that Cooper's gone?
Pardon me?
How upset are you that Cooper's gone?
The Cooper.
That Mark Cooper, didn't he go to?
Oh, he went to Cleveland. Yeah. He got hurt so much anyway. So
that's how you're making yourself feel better about it?
Well, I'm not. I mean, I wasn't a huge Amari fan anyway. He's okay. I mean, he made catches, but he was hurt all the time. So
yeah.
We need to do something. We need an offensive line. That's what we need. Oh, great. Here's one. Hi, could you tell me what the measurement is? The rise measurement. Oh, great. Don't you love
I hate
every time I give somebody a measurement, they never buy the item.
Never once.
Never. For us either.
The Great Gaming
do that much clothes.
Oh yeah, that's Carl, Van's brother. Hey buddy, welcome. Yeah, he was telling me that he had a bunch of he has all the Michael Jordan shirts. Yeah, I'm interested. For those of you who don't know, Van and Carl, they live in Chicago, and their family has a food pantry and have for 40 years. And
wow, that's awesome.
And Angie and I are going to be getting a box from Mr. Van here in the next week or so, and we're going to do live unboxing on our channels of stuff because he's always real generous with what he finds. Now, I do buy from him, too. Yeah, about them Cowboys. Glad you didn't say Giants.
Cowboys.
Well, Marty's probably not a Cowboys fan. He's probably a Giants fan or an Eagles fan or Buffalo fan or something. I know he ain't a Jets fan. But yeah. So I sell everything, and that's my advice: is diversify. Because when one thing ain't selling, something else is, and that's
we pretty much do. We look at everything, and
Angie, what do you do mostly?
Everything. If it's everything cheap, I am so cheap, guys. If it's $5, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could pay $5 for it. I would say the only thing I don't really sell is jewelry because I don't know a single thing about jewelry and antiques because I just don't have the knowledge and I don't have the interest to spend looking into like old glassware. And I mean, I'll take chances on some things, but you tell me, oh, Noritake, and I'm like, oh, please no, I don't want any of that.
I found my first face vase thing.
Oh yeah,
so excited because I always see people, find them, and she's right.
I paid $1 for that the other day.
Oh, nice. See, stuff like that I'll pick up, but it's like the real antique, like the things that are 100 years old. I don't have any interest in, looking it up and knowing enough about it to know what I'm looking at. So
I think doing one thing would get so monotonous and boring that what's the point of even doing it?
What if you can't find that?
Yeah.
Like jerseys.
Yeah, then like you jerseys. Would get upset and not want to go out because you can't find it.
Okay, we're having a costume change here.
He asked me if I had an Iron Man hat, but I found a Toy Story one the other day.
That's cool, Toy Story hat.
That is a really cool hat.
I think it's more of a kid's. It does fit my head, but that's pretty cool.
You got a big head, so it must not be for kids.
I ain't got no big head. I wear a 7 and an 8.
This is
this one I paid $1 for.
One, but this is the best hat
I
found.
That's nice.
There's Van. Speak of the devil.
We were just talking about you, Van. All good things, I promise.
Oh, well, never mind. Then I stand corrected, Marty.
Well, Marty likes baseball.
Must be he's got to be a Yankees fan then. I'm a Rangers fan, but that ain't doing me any good.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, you're from Illinois, so that makes sense. Are we doing a moment of silence?
No, we're just waiting on you. Like,
my hand's not in your back.
Waiting for the next hat.
I know.
Oh, I got probably 150 of my own, and I need to list them and not keep them. And then I have probably 800 on eBay.
Wow.
You have 800 hats on eBay?
At least. Wow. Yeah.
That's too many hats.
Well, they fit really well in those wide, too deep storage deals, and luckily I have them alphabetized and color coded, and they fit under your bed and they fit in the garage on a shelf. And the problem is if they're 3 high, green, and then each black and blue have at least 2 bins each because there's so many of them. And then you go out and you're like, oh crap, it's in the third one down, and you got to pull one off and set it on top of the car. Then you got to sort through and go by alphabet and hope that it's in the right spot.
Yeah.
So it's a pain, but I can't stress enough ball caps. And I've had a lot of people locally that are chasing me now to ball cap places they know have them and trying to beat me to them because they know what they are. I mean, it's not crazy money in most cases, but the ROI is just too good and they're too easy and there's no returns on ball caps, hardly ever a return.
Yeah.
So they're definitely something you should think about.
And Journey, I agree with you. Clothes, if that's your niche, that's one. That and books are probably the two that you could exclusively do that and you'll be just fine.
Marty was on his channel earlier, Angie, and he choked on a pretzel. Yeah. And I thought it was a penny from Penny Lane. There is a penny in my throat. I got to go get some water and get it out. Oh, that was for you, Marty.
He threw his back out, he said.
Yeah, he was gone for a few minutes. We started worrying about him.
Gosh, you poor thing.
Hats are so easy to list, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Pier 1 Imports glass head, and I love that thing.
A glass head?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Let me see it.
It's about $100 head, but I won't sell it because I love using it.
I know. What is that? It's a glass.
Send it to me for my birthday.
I'll probably break it now that I pull it out.
Oh, I've seen these. Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, because the styrofoam ones won't hold a lot of weight.
Yeah.
No,
but I put them on this thing and I just turn it around. But it's a Pier 1 Imports, and I think I paid maybe $2 or $3 at a yard sale for it.
Nice.
And my photo station's behind me for the little stuff. So I love listing hats on that thing.
Oh my gosh, he says he couldn't get the thing out of his throat. I feel so bad. I know how that feels, man. Oh. Let's see. Bobby doesn't read off my comments anymore. I know. He's like skipping all kinds of people. That's why I keep responding in the chat.
I did read your comment. I clicked on it. What did I miss?
Tracy said, you're not responding. What is this? Good heavens. Inventory system? Custom SKUs, important indeed. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have as many as you or I do, you better have some kind of system to find your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the goal for your store? I mean, do you want to grow it to a certain level? Are you trying to, you have your own business, right? So you don't want to replace that income.
Right.
Right. Yeah, we just want to just going with the flow really right now.
How many hours a week are you all spending like on your eBay?
A lot.
Every day.
A lot. I ain't going to lie there. If I don't have a patient, I'm listing on eBay. But I leave it here. I don't list at night.
Yeah, we don't.
You know what I mean?
Take it home.
Oh.
We don't take it home. It stays at the office.
It stays here.
Oh, that's really good.
I might do some stuff, a listing here or there, or fix a listing or something, whatever. Send offers at home at night when we've done family time or whatever. But usually majority of the stuff is done at the office and we leave it at the office.
Then you have a really great work-life balance still. That's nice because you have your own business that you can work on eBay and in your dead time. So that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and read every Tracy comment. So
it's so funny.
I read that one and shook my head because somebody was talking.
But for me, when I was working full-time, I would spend, it felt like I was having 2 full-time jobs.
I bet.
Because I would do, accounting during the day and come home, and then all weekends it was all eBay, and you have to still ship every day and everything. So sometimes it gets to be a little crazy when my kids were young, like you have a 10-year-old. So
yeah.
But now they're 21 and 24. So I have all the time in the world to just do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. During sports seasons, it's tough, especially picking on Saturdays. We got to hurry up and pick before his game. We
were late twice to his game, and the other parents knew, what we do, and they're like, "Did you find something good?
Was it worth it?"
Yeah.
So he plays baseball?
He did play baseball. He switched to basketball, which made it easier because we don't have to be an hour, 2 hours early before a game. The baseball game, you could show up right at the game because there's another game going on, so you can't use the court until that game's done. So
my kids, man, they went from one sport to another. Like, every season there seemed to be something that they were doing. It used to drive me crazy. I miss those days though.
He's pretty into basketball. He's really enjoying it. So
nice.
We'll see how
hit the thumbs up.
My grandson just finished his too. He's 8, and his mom, my youngest daughter, is the coach. And the first time she coached a couple years ago, they didn't win any games. Well, this year they only lost 2, and both were by 1 point, so they finished second. So I was so proud of them. But hey, I found this hat the other day, but I don't know if I can save it. I'm gonna try. But it's a PBR, Professional Bull Riders, 8 Seconds. If you remember the movie with Lane Frost, who's from Oklahoma, got killed he was the youngest world champion and got killed. But when I saw this, I was like, I don't care if that thing can be saved or not. I'm keeping that.
Heck yeah.
Van, we were just talking about you sending those boxes. So I've got a box en route that I paid $300 for. I know a lot of the stuff that's in there. One of the things that you guys might appreciate, do y'all watch Stranger Things?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a Stranger Things vest inside this box, brand new.
What?
Yeah.
It was some limited edition. You could only get it. How could you
with
get
a DVD or something?
Yeah, you could get selected to get it or something. I don't know.
But anyway, I paid $300 for the box. It's on its way, and I'll do an unboxing video when I get it. There's a lot of video game stuff in there, consoles and handhelds, and then Angie and I will be receiving a box from Van through his generosity, and then we'll do a live with him and unbox and like, Angie, it's your turn. Bobby, it's your turn.
Yeah.
And we'll take things out and show what he was nice enough to send us.
I have the YouTube up, and I missed him when he ran. When he ran back, he was like, I look over and he's running away. That's so funny. So how is it working with a spouse all the time?
Everyone always asks us that. We were best friends before we got together, so it's like.
That's good. I think now, do y'all do different things on eBay, or do you have your own items?
Yeah. Like if I have anything plush, he's like, go ahead, you got it. He doesn't want to touch it. Anytime I get a plush, he's like, really?
Hey, plush sell really well.
I know. And I've shown him that. He just has no interest.
Yeah. But I sell a lot of plush all the time.
They do good.
He's from Illinois and you're from Louisiana. So how did you meet?
High school.
Oh, you were living in Louisiana, or
no. I'm a military brat, so we got stationed in Florida, and then I went to high school.
Air Force.
Yeah, Air Force, and then we met.
Chuck said that looked like a pee-pee run.
It was. And I had to check the air. It feels hot, but it's down. I don't know what's up with it.
Hey, when you got to go, you got to go. I guess got an update on Van's package. Where is it?
This is a package you bought from him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
He shipped it Monday, and it says it's supposed to be here Monday, but I think it'll be here a lot sooner than that. So
you met in high school? Did you date?
We met in 9th grade, but we didn't start dating until we were 26.
Really? Were y'all friends that whole time?
Friends all the time, yeah.
I know all his girlfriends.
You know all the dirt about him and everything.
My boyfriends. We never dated. We were just friends.
Then how did that change?
I broke up with my boyfriend, and I was trying to go on a date with someone, and he was like, why are you going on a date with him? Why don't you go on a date with me? And I looked at him like,
why would I?
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I don't know, because he had a lot of girlfriends. So I I was like, I don't know.
Playa.
I took the chance.
That's awesome. So y'all been together how long now?
13 years married.
That's great, guys. That's a cute story. Oh, I love that. Sarah Burns, what did she say? Husband rolling his eyes probably when you get blood.
Yeah.
The crow eater of the family. Heck, there's things all the time. I love watching what sold videos of everyone. I try to watch as many as I can, because I'm always shocked by some things people pick up and look at the crazy amount of money they get for them. I'm like,
me too.
Yeah.
And me and Ryan's mother, we always say that if it's ugly, it sells. Like ugly dolls, the rubber face, like they're scary, some of them. And they go for hundreds of dollars. And if I would have saw it before I knew what it was, I would have been like, oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
But it sells.
Creepy sells.
I don't know. You asked about the King Kong earlier. I listed that today. Kenton didn't keep it. He don't play no toys.
It's all about gaming, right? Mm-hmm. Gaming and sports. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about.
And horror movies.
He reads a lot too, though. He's a good reader.
Yeah, he likes books.
That's good.
He didn't get that from me.
He got it from his grandmother.
Okay.
Wow,
what
Chuck.
is a froggy phone?
Apparently it ribbits when it rings.
Oh. My grandpa had the duck one.
Good sale.
This sells.
You got to find these, Bill Bird.
Really?
VHS.
How much is it worth?
12 hours for $90.
What? Open?
Nice.
50 cents.
Oh, wow.
It's pre-owned. Wow.
I tell you another one that's in the horror category, that if you find Killer Clowns from Outer Space VHS open, it's $150, $200. And it's a corny movie, not popcorn.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you probably love that movie, Christine, with all the popcorn in it.
Me and you both.
Except they put them in a cocoon, so I didn't really like that.
Oh, Journey, I think I would freak out if I ever saw somebody with one of those realistic babies.
I'm gonna time out Danny May.
What's his name? Oh, Travis, Bartermania. He had that creepy doll that looked real. I'm like, you could fool somebody with that thing. That is scary. But they sell so much for so much money.
Yeah, Van and Carl have a lot of collectible stuff too. I sold a Reggie White signed football helmet for over $400. I paid $1.
Nice.
One of them Eagles.
That's amazing.
Well, no, Reggie White was a Packer, wasn't he? What am I thinking? Yeah, Packer.
Sports.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, Packer.
Yeah. Took me a minute. Yeah, I had a Jerry Rice Joe Montana football I paid $10 and an estate fell for, and this guy had a lot of other stuff. But it had a COA, but it wasn't from a big name company, so I ended up getting like $150 for it. But it would have went well over $300 if I could have, authenticated it. But
yeah,
nowadays you can't do anything authentication. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's going to take 6 months to get it back.
That's true.
That's why I don't mess with cards.
Yeah.
No.
That's just like I got all those pennants and all of, tons of signatures on them. Now nobody will do signatures because if it's not authenticated, you can't. Right. They want a certificate of authenticity to go along with everything. So. Yeah,
if you're going to deal in in autographs, you need to know what you're doing. I have an autograph hat I bought from a reseller and had a bunch of autographs on it, and we figured out Charlie Pride and some others, Dale Robertson, which actually is from Yukon, Oklahoma, and Yinzer Picker Mike saw me show it on Johnny's channel and helped me with this almost all the signatures quickly. I guess he used to buy a lot of stuff that had signatures. I was like, man, I could not make that signature out at all, and he knew right away. I was like, man.
Oh, nice.
But you can't authenticate them. But I'm pretty sure they're all authentic.
So how long have you been running your business? How did you get into like a hearing aid business?
My dad got in it when I was 4.
Oh,
So I've been in a hearing aid office since the day I turned 15. My parents had one in a mall, and back then you had to stay open until 9 o'clock at night, no matter what.
Oh my God.
So I would come in at 5 and keep the office open until 9 and sell batteries and clean hearing aids and take 2 phone calls a week because no one's ever, seen
at night. Yeah.
doing
Old
that.
people are not out at
No,
night.
they've already ate and been in bed. So
yeah, exactly.
So you have a lot of people Chuck's age that come in there.
that's right.
Yes, Van, I know you're here.
So then I got licensed and got board certified as well.
Oh, neat. And so you guys have your own storefront?
Yep, own administrative office.
So you're in the right state for that business.
Yep.
That or Arizona, right?
Yep, that's why we moved to Florida. So when I was younger, I wasn't in Illinois very long because there's more clientele down here.
Do you like Florida?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We moved to Biloxi for a year and a half, and of course the year we moved there, it was an ice storm. So I was like, we got to get back to Florida. I can't. They said it's a once in 40-year ice
They
storm.
did.
I'm like,
They did.
I don't care. I'm going back to Florida.
That wasn't the late 90s, was it?
Huh?
Was that like 96, 97?
No, it was 2011, 12.
Because in Beaumont, Texas, we had a once-in-a-lifetime one in 1997, and it's on the Gulf Coast, too. And I was like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Florida's just too – I'm from Central Texas, which is pretty humid, but I went to boot camp in Orlando, and it was wintertime, and it got down to 14 degrees. And I was like, hey, this is Florida. It ain't Chicago.
It gets cold, but it doesn't stay cold.
It doesn't
Right.
stay cold. That's the whole thing. You grow up in Florida, it's maybe a week of cold in the winter.
Yeah,
Then the
exactly.
next week, it's in the 70s. It's nice. So going to up
Or-
north and living for the whole season of I can't do it. I just can't.
Oh, I was on out.
morning.
Yeah, I was on Outcountry Sales earlier, and they were like, "It was so warm. It was 60 degrees. We were running around in shorts." I'm like, "We would need a jacket
Yeah.
because that's cold weather."
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. Your blood changes. I went from Beaumont, which gets like 50 inches of rain a year, and it's like 97 and humid, to Phoenix.
Oh wow.
And they get 5 inches of rain a year, and it's 115 in the shade, and your blood just changes. And my guys, it would be like 60 degrees on the dock, and they'd be out there in insulated overalls. I'm like, what the heck? It ain't cold.
It's a little chilly. You need a jacket for sure.
I wear shorts 365 days a year, even if it's 30 degrees here in Oklahoma. I don't care.
He's crazy.
I am.
My sister lives in Oklahoma.
My uncle
Where?
just moved there too.
Where at?
More.
Oh, the tornado town. Yeah,
My uncle
Why
just
did they
moved
call it
there.
the tornado town?
because it's been hit like 3 or 4 times by big tornadoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
My uncle literally just moved 2 weeks ago to is it Enid?
Yeah, that's up by the Kansas border. Yeah, about 90
Yeah.
miles from me. Moore's on the south side of Oklahoma City. I'm on the west side in Yukon, which is, as I say all the time, Garth Brooks' hometown. Known for a flour mill that's been extinct longer than I've been alive.
can you see his house, Garth Brooks'
Who?
house?
He
is
doesn't
it
live here.
way back?
He doesn't live here. He lives by Stillwater because he went to Oklahoma State. So his
Oh.
home is up that way. He's just went to high school here, and then he went to
there.
Oklahoma State. Yeah. He grew up here.
Okay.
He grew up here. He was actually born in Tulsa, and but he was raised in Oklahoma and Yukon. One of my brothers went to school with him. 2 of my brothers lived with their dad, and I lived in Texas with my mom and my other brother. And they went to school with him in elementary school. And
Oh.
so, but Bobby is super committed to showing his gams. Gams? Gams?
What are gams?
I don't know. I'm missing that one. I ain't even pulled my shorts down at all.
Oh my! Please don't.
Oh, because I'm wearing shorts all the time. I think that was
Oh, that's okay. I'm caught up.
I'm
now.
like What is she talking about?
Damn.
And I love yams, but we call them sweet potatoes here. So.
Sweet taters.
Has there been anything that you guys have looked for that you haven't found?
Like, what's your grail that you haven't found?
Well, the one thing that I've never found in the wild is Lululemon. And I used to watch this. I used to watch this home whatever picker. I think she's out in Utah. And I would go to Goodwill and find Lularoe all the time. Ain't worth a nickel.
No.
I have never found Lululemon. Not that I'd pick it up because now I know about it. I just have never found Lululemon. I'm like, one of these days I'm going to find some Lululemon.
I would love to find
Legs, okay.
plush that are like from the I'm trying to think, the mangas, all of that. What do you call it?
Anime.
Thank you. All the like anime plush and stuff like that. Because I know there's so much value in them, and I never see any of that. No figures. No, I don't know. Unless people like Bobby get there before the sun comes up and already buys them, or what. But no matter how many I go to, how far I look, I never find any of that, and I would love to.
I was in sales, so when I pull up to yard sales and the people have just opened their garage door and it's 5 minutes till 7, and they're like and I'll roll down my window and go, "Good morning." I always am very pleasant to people, and they'll go, "We're not really set up yet. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?" Yeah, action figures, ball caps, video games. I think, and usually they have one of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm very patient. I'll just stand by while if you want me to help, I'll help you. And then it usually just rolls into it, because if I don't get there and beat all these other resellers like you guys, then I don't get that stuff. So I'm out there. And last week I was at a sale and I walked in and the lady said, "We got some ball caps." And I said, "Where are they at?" I was one of the first people in the door. And a friend of mine, although he made me a little upset that day, he was like coming in the door still. And she said, "They're in one of the back bedrooms." He beelined by me and ran back there, and he got 2 hats, but they weren't anything of value. I was just like, "Dude, you just saw me, I mean, but it's all right. It's all right." Because I would have done it to him too. So,
yep.
Hey, it's all
part of the game.
I'm still sleeping in the morning, so I'm there, and people are like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Hi, yeah." Let me just look at your stuff. Don't talk to me.
It's funny because I always go in and I'm searching. He always gets the person that wants to talk
every time.
Every time.
It's always about the camera too.
I'm laughing as I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm like, ha.
Why are you wearing that?
I'm avoiding eye contact at all. For everything I can.
You got a GoPro on.
Danny Mae, that's the point though. A lot of people, when I first encounter them, they are in a bad mood because they're having to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to make them in a good mood by just being very pleasant, very friendly, and then bundling. If you don't learn anything else from listening to what I do, bundle, because I just bought a bunch of anime stuff. I spent $185 on all of it. And I've got anime coming out my ears. Plush, DVDs, books, the figures from Japan, because these people have lived in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got a ton of it, and oh my goodness. But I will be friendly to you, Danny Mae.
Oh, but it doesn't always work for Bobby, because he was thrown out of a yard sale.
A few weeks ago. Yes, I was. First time in my life. And I actually probably acted wrong in it because I'm very easygoing. But this lady, when I pulled up, she was setting up, and I was told it started at 8.
Okay.
But it didn't start till 9, and I got there at like 8:20, and they had the garage open, and they hadn't put it out yet, and it was an older lady and a man, and probably 50s, 60s, and because that's older, and she said, "We're not open yet. Is there anything particular you're looking for?" And I said, "Action figures, ball caps." She goes, "I got some ball caps." I said, "Well, I'm patiently standing by." Well, another couple of ladies pulled up and started talking to me. And then they started asking her about a bed. And she thought I was a little too loud. And she said, "Hey, the neighbors have kids and they're sleeping." And I'm like, "First of all, it's Saturday morning It's almost 9:00. I don't think people's kids are sleeping right now. That like the kids got to get up and go to work or something. And
we hear your voice.
so she said my voice is a little loud, and she said, "You're too loud." And so I shut up and I walked around, and then we saw this some kind of a gadget, and I thought it was one of those things you toss a ring with the balls on it, the strings, and it wraps around a pole.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was that, and the lady said, she goes, "No, that's a blanket warmer." And I made a joke because I always do, and I said, "Oh, I don't need a blanket warmer. I'm a big guy. I can warm a blanket up in 2 seconds." And she said, she looked at me with disdain, and she goes, "We don't have any caps now." And I was like, and it took me a minute. I was like, you just told me you had, oh, you don't want me here anymore. And so when I left a few expletives behind, and I don't normally act like that, but she got to me, and I was like, ma'am, all you had to do was say, would you please leave? But you had to do it the way you did it, so I got ugly, and unfortunately, I'm glad we ain't on a YouTube video.
But she must have misunderstood you. She must have thought you meant something inappropriate.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think.
Me? Inappropriate? Oh my goodness.
What is this? What is your best sourcing place?
Your voice.
Do y'all go to thrift stores or just yard sales and estate sales?
We like estate sales the best.
Really?
Yard sales
I
the best. I like yard sales the best. Estate sales can be good. Most of them are too expensive.
Yeah. Here, estate sales are terrible.
We do find some good
minds.
Do good.
I like walking around people's houses though. So
see, Melanie
$17. That's the kind of estate sales I have. Oh, one of a kind, $17.
We do get some good cheaper estate sales, but yard sales are my favorite. Thrift stores are
too high.
It's too much.
And I used to be a big Goodwill guy. The bins too. I haven't been to the bins in almost 2 years. But yard sales and a family-run estate sales are my favorite. That's where you find them.
That's the one.
That's my favorite.
But I do go to estate sales on the first day. But I would say yard sales. We just have so many. And the 100-mile, we have a lot of 100-mile, 50-mile, biggest community town sales. Those are the place to find the vintage ball caps and things. So definitely go to those. Hey, Marie, welcome.
We have hey, Marie. We have like such big estate sale companies here that we don't have very many of the family run ones. I wish we did, because when those come about, that's a great place to get stuff. But for me, Goodwill bins and yard sales are my favorite. And then we do actually have a couple like church or like small organization thrift stores. I don't shop at regular Goodwill at all anymore.
Yeah.
Well, Melanie understands.
We went to the bins for the first time on Sunday, and
in a while, like in 2 months.
They told me I can't film in there.
And they told him he can't do it.
Yeah, they're funny.
I was so shocked. I was like, "What? I've been here before filming." He's like, "You can't do it." I'm like, "All right."
And that's, I think, Goodwill policy. At the regular store, you can, but not at the bins.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be careful of the music too. If they're playing music in a thrift store, you can get a strike on that baby.
Yeah. How big is your bins? Is it a big one?
Mine is we have two kind of in my area. One that's like 4 minutes from my house. It is like one of the smallest bins in the country. But I find a lot of stuff in there because, I know that one. Now in Mobile, Alabama, there's one that is like 3 times as big. It's an hour drive and I don't get over there very often, but I'm going to go over there and just like spend a whole day and just source like the whole day, because they switch out so much. And I think I could probably get a lot, but trying to get through at least the vast majority of my death pile before I go do that trip.
Yeah. Ours is like 4, maybe 5 rows. Not very long rows.
Yeah, I think we have a total of 15, the rolling bins. We have 15 total in the entire place.
It's probably pretty close to ours.
Yeah, so yours is
might have 20. I think one of the rows is small, like maybe 4, then 5, 5, 5, something like that. Maybe
and the worst thing about ours now, they changed it ever since, the virus, is they only take out 2 of the bins at a time. and
Oh,
replace
wow.
2. Well, sometimes there's 40 people in there. So
Yeah.
trying 40 people around these 2 bins, it's like chaos.
Yeah, that's
you
crazy.
know, so it
Was that Cyrus the virus?
Cyrus, yeah.
Oh, okay. Our bins in Oklahoma City are probably one of the best I've ever heard of. They're huge, but
I wish.
again, I haven't been there in a long time because when I go, I leave with a truck full, and y'all quit picking on me, telling me I'm going to leave. Chuck don't want me going to his yard sale, talking about warming up blankets. Yeah, you want to. I mean, any place that's cheap. Church sales is a good one because they are usually really cheap or donation only. I like those. But yard sales, we just have so many here. It's almost impossible not to go to them.
Yeah.
I love yard sales. But I tell
too.
you what, when I think we're going to have like tons of yard sales, it rains. I'm like, how can it rain every single Friday and Saturday? It'll be beautiful the rest of the week. Friday, Saturday, pouring down rain.
Yeah.
Van, no, that's a negative because that guy, that's like a secret. That's my guy, like Lonnie's guy.
Oh, that's a secret. Do you guys go for the big Amazon sales? What was that?
We haven't.
That they have in bulk?
One thing. We
don't have one.
Yeah, do y'all do Amazon pallets and stuff or CVS pallets like some other people?
Nope.
No.
Hey, I've done both, and this last time was an absolute nightmare, and I lost my ass on it. So, unfortunately, pallets I don't recommend for most sellers unless you have money. It's a lot of work. With health and beauty, you can't sell expireds. You get a lot of Veros for different products. I even had Vero on CVS brand HBA like last week. They just don't want their items being sold on eBay, period. I'm like,
that's crazy.
So it's just a lot. And I got an Amazon. It was supposed to be a premium pallet, which means it was supposed to have electronics in it. Spent $800 on it, and I'll be lucky if I sell $500 from it. I lost my butt on it. So you have to be prepared. And I thought, geez, for the $800, I could have literally bought days worth of stuff at the bins. Mm-hmm. So learn my lesson. I won't be doing that anytime soon again.
Have y'all done any storage units?
I want to. But I haven't done it yet. My friend Diana has done some storage units, and she has done amazing. But I'm too chicken.
Watching Bama picking and grinning storage unit that he got. Oh my gosh!
I know.
And he just started.
Second unit he ever bought.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The problem for me is I have no place else to put it, and I'm not renting a place to put it. Thank you, Miss Journey. I do warm them up good. Yes, just like Lonnie.
Why don't you get a flipping shed in the back like all the other
I was going to buy one last year as a tax write-off, but to be honest, guys, I just turned 63, and I don't know how many. I work every day, 7 days a week. I'm not kidding. And I put in at least 8-9 hours a day in this business or more. If you consider watching HBO and sending offers and pulling shipping orders between commercials or something, and then shipping at night before I go to bed, go to bed at 10 or 11, get up at 6. I mean, I do it every day, and I'm like, you know what? Probably a couple more years I won't do this anywhere near the level that I do it now. I just physically won't be able to.
And you do it all on your own. You're like a one-guy show. I mean, Karen his girlfriend comes over once in a while and like helps him sort and organize stuff. But on the day-to-day, you're doing it all.
I wouldn't know where anything was if it wasn't for her. She resells. She owns a real estate brokerage, and she sells on the side too. And so
I know Karen sold too.
Yeah, she has an eBay store. Not a store, but she sells online. She, she just bought a bunch of sewing boxes from a guy. Hadn't sold one of them, and I think this week she's already sold like 4 of them. So, it's just extra money. And like I said, a lot of the stuff that we do, I have a pension from UPS, so I don't have to do this. But it gives me the opportunity to do things that I want to do when I want to do them. And that's for you with a business that you own, this is a sideline for you. It gives you that money. So we go to Maui every year, and we'll be going in June again. Take a drink, Chuck, and then it gives us that opportunity to do stuff that we wouldn't normally be able to do. So if I go to yard sales, some people, take $100 with them. I can take $500, $600, $700, $800 with no problem and buy whatever I want, but I also got to flip it, and then if I come across a big bundle of stuff, I can just say, hey, I'll buy it, So that's the nice part of it when you have that luxury. When you don't, and you're relying on this income as your sole income, and you're part-time and you're working a day job or you're full-time doing it, it's not the same. You have to really be cognizant of what you're spending and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Uncle Sam just got $9,000 of mine. So
I was like at 8.
yeah,
That sucks.
Yeah.
but that's life. I mean, you'd have paid it if you had a
job. Yeah. I mean, that's why you save throughout the year for it.
But I also will go by the end of the year and I'll buy stuff like I'll buy a new computer or I'll buy an $1,800 video cleaning machine. Those are write-offs that help me, and they're for the business. Your supplies,
Right.
all the things that you purchase, as you know, that's a write-off, and you need to do that, especially when you've made a bunch of money and you're like, I'm going to be in trouble. I better buy something. But a shed would be nice, but I just don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing it to the level that I could do that. And
Right.
I've worked with seniors my whole life, or my whole career.
Yeah.
You want to stay active. You don't. The ones that just sit around and do nothing, they deteriorate so fast, it's ridiculous. So stay active and keep going.
Well, he even said he sat around for the first 6 months after you retired doing nothing. And
He did.
I think that's I just did a video on why eBay is so great for retirees, because it literally gives you a purpose.
yeah.
A lot of people are on their own and for the first time not thinking, what do they do with their day? And the last thing you want to do is just sit there and do nothing. So,
Yep.
Right.
And in Oklahoma, a pallet is a blanket on the floor for those of you that are from the South.
We used to call. I grew up with that. That's what it was called.
I've never heard that before.
Really?
Nope.
Yeah,
never.
why don't you kids make a pallet on the floor? Yeah.
When the
Really?
cousins are there together, all the cousins sleep on a pallet.
I was thinking I misunderstood him because I'm like, a blanket? What?
Yeah. Melanie, well, it's multiple blankets because, at my age, I don't sleep on pallets anymore. It's too hard to get up. Melanie, where in Oklahoma are you? Why would you ship between commercials?
So
Because I get up and go pull the order.
No, between commercials.
Oh, between the shows. All right, Lynn.
During
No,
commercials.
them subsailors, they're so technical.
The Curry said they're ordering a 20-foot container so that they can get their house back.
Who?
That's commitment.
What?
That's
The Curry.
Treasurer asked earlier
Nice.
how big is your death pile? How big is your death pile, guys?
Joe, how big
no,
is
it's not
that?
that
It's one
big.
bag. It's one
What?
bag.
No, it's a little more now. It's a little.
But
more.
still, that's
in those boxes, the littles, the smalls. There's more than that. It's not
I
horrible
only know
though.
about one bag.
really great.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, Karen
Where
sells a
are you,
lot of dishes. Karen sells tons of dishes, nice dishes too. But I don't want to ship that stuff.
Oh, shipping that is hard.
Yeah, I don't like messing.
My death pile in this room right now, there's hardly anything. I finally got it caught back up from last weekend. I'm trying to, anything I bring in from the weekend, I try to bring it in here and get it listed and get it stored. But I do still have some in my garage, and it's probably, I don't know, I would say if you're talking about a big tote, probably 8 totes of stuff of decent, but it's a lot of smalls. And there's probably some things in there that are worth money. I mean, like Sandy, with that duck, $1,500. And not too long ago, I found a Harley blanket. It's a 50th anniversary Harley blanket that I didn't know what it was worth, but I picked it up for a couple of bucks, and I realized it's worth like 60, and I've got it listed now. But when you buy in bulk, you're going to get a lot of stuff like video games, for instance, or caps. You got to throw out the ones that aren't any good. You got to filter through the ones. I've got a whole bag of them in the garage that I just did a trade with and a lot of them are really dirty, and it's going to take me a while to clean them. But I haven't really gone through them. I know there's some K products in there and stuff, but I don't think there's any serious money in there. But you never know until you get into them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Curry said they have a death mountain. Well,
Yeah.
my death pile used to be, I have, the big muscle racks that you can get, like the heavy duty ones that hold all your totes. I had, one whole side of my garage was all unlisted, and we are down to like one of the 4-foot muscle racks plus 2 rolling racks of not listed, which is amazing because it was just like 2 months ago, it was like full, and my mom has been like just going through it like a champ. I would not be able to do it for sure.
Southeast corner. That means down by Broken Bow. The Highway 80 sale, they said they're going. Sarah and Rooting for Relics are going. So that must be Canton. Are you going to Canton, Texas? Death Mountain. Man. Yeah. I've had that.
Mold or mildew in the container?
No, I've never had that.
I guess that's true. I never thought about that journey. But you can get one of those systems, I think, in a container that keeps it the moisture out for sure.
Is that a dog? Sounds like a dog crying.
Oh, no.
That was crazy.
Yeah, Van gets so much stuff he could open a Goodwill.
Is it Paco?
No, why would the bird be outside?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We have a Mexican restaurant. They got a parrot named Paco, and he makes cat noises all the time. So I don't know. I thought it was him.
He said, "Is it Paco?" I thought it was your bird.
I'd be stealing that parrot. Oh, I know where Wright City is. Okay.
First Monday many times.
Southeast Oklahoma. That's where
I
Bigfoot
know
lived.
anywhere in Oklahoma.
There was a movie back in the 70s called The Legend of Boggy Creek, and it's Falk, Arkansas, which is kind of down in that area where Arkansas and Texas and Louisiana all meet. And scared the crap out of me as a kid because Bigfoot's running around down there, and it's all a bunch of forest trees down there. So swamp. But they didn't have paper mills, I don't think, Christine. I didn't realize them things stink.
They
Man,
do.
We have one here. It's terrible. You can't smell it where I'm at, but if you drive up 15, 20 miles.
I had to wait outside for the bus and smell it.
Oh, that's awful.
And you would think you'd get used to it, like a stockyard or something, you get used to it. But
yeah,
when I lived in Southeast Texas, it's full of refineries and chemical plants, and of course it was mosquito infested too. Nanette is doing it and getting.
Journey said that me and Mom are whittling down the death pile. I said no. Mom is whittling down the death pile and dragging me through to make sure I get stuff listed.
So are you saying that she has more oomph than you do?
Oh, 100%. I mean, the problem is she never sleeps. She's one of these people that just, I feel bad for her because she doesn't sleep. I'll wake up in the morning sometimes at 9 or so, and she will have done 55 listings since she woke up for the day at 2 in the morning or whatever.
Now, is it listings or she's doing drafts for you?
She does the drafts, and I go in and update. But I mean, she's taking pictures. She is a workhorse. I could not run my business without her.
Oh, now your mom's a horse, huh?
She is a workhorse. That's for damn. She's the hardest working person I know. That is the truth.
So do y'all? Now that you're resellers, do you collect things that you buy?
Here and there, yeah.
And what would y'all like to collect? What do y'all like to collect?
80s, 90s stuff.
Okay.
Some of it we keep.
It's hard to sell it when you're buying it.
No, but like He-Man or some G.I. Joes or Looney Tunes, just different stuff that we like that we had when we were a kid or whatever. We'll keep.
But don't you ever think, but I could get $100 for that?
Yeah.
Well, anything Pepe Le Pew, I'm on it.
Really?
Yeah, I just loved him when I was little. I guess wanted a boyfriend like him,
A skunk?
I don't know. So anytime I
French?
see him,
You wanted a French guy?
I did.
Yeah.
I
The
did.
French skunk. Yeah.
I just loved how he loved that cat.
Yeah.
It was a cat. It wasn't even a skunk. And he was in love with her.
That's funny. That's funny.
So
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So anytime I see him, he's mine. I
That's
don't.
awesome. I love that.
I sold one
Yep.
a couple of years ago. I found one. I think it was a Valentine's one or something, and I sold it. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
so cute.
It's funny how everybody, there's some people that are into Alf. There's people that are into, different characters that they follow. That's cool. I remember Peppy. I was more of a
Betty Boop is her
Heckle and Jekyll, that had the way they walked, da-dum, 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 and then they skip.
Mhm.
Pink Panther, all that stuff.
Yeah, and like sometimes at the sale, that like they had a cookie jar or something of him, and then the lady wants to give me the whole story. He's banned because he's horrible to women. No means no, and I'm like, lady, okay, I get it. Like
Cartoon
stop.
character.
It was my childhood. I loved
Right.
him.
Was that
Yeah.
song, Baby It's Cold Outside?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Big deal about that one too. Like, oh, he's raping her.
Yes.
If we banned everything that had to do with violence or anything,
Yes.
we wouldn't be watching
I
anything.
know.
And Pepe Le Pew does not. It was a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have
Yeah.
to say,
You shouldn't like him. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I have to say
I
that
love him. So
my grandmother bought my kids when they were little all the Shirley Temple movies because she had grown up with them.
mhm.
And so one day I put one in, we were watching it. It was so awful, so sexist and so racist. We didn't get through half of one. And I was like, nope, we're never watching that again. It was awful. I was
But
like,
didn't you like on the good ship?
Oh, I mean,
lollipop?
yeah,
No.
except for it was like the worst
Yeah.
of our society ever. And he was like so excited to give them to him. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
they were seriously politically incorrect back then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But Pepe Le Pew, no.
Yeah. Oh, this lady was letting me have it. Like, and I was like, okay.
Okay, I still want to buy it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, and then a pen, like a little, pen, a guy at a flea market. He's like,
yeah.
oh no, you're gonna give me some money because they don't make his stuff no more because he's banned. And I'm like, okay, $5 or that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you, $5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you money. Fine.
Right.
And then go sell them on Macari.
Yeah.
Not like the
did
Dr.
that.
Seuss books.
I
'cause
did
we
that with the
couldn't sell
Dr.
'em.
Seuss book.
Me
sold
too.
it on
That's
Macari.
the only thing I've ever sold on Macari was a Dr. Seuss
Same.
book.
That's the same. I sold 2 of them over there.
Justin said he worked as an industrial cleaner for most of his life, and he's been in plenty of paper mills and chemical plants. He'd rather smell than dairy farms any day. I don't know. I kind of like the gasoline, and I love the smell of a skunk. I hate to say that, but I do. When I was driving early on in my career with a company called Pure Letter, I used to run from Austin, Texas to Abilene 4 nights a week. It's like a 400-mile round trip. And we used to go up to the meet in Abilene at the airport, and we would pick up specimen heads. If a cat or a skunk or an animal had bitten somebody, they had to do a rabies test. And Austin was where the State Department of Health was.
Right.
So we would haul those back in boxes in my van.
Ooh.
And one time a skunk one had busted open, and our vans didn't have air conditioning. So my window was down, and it was late at night. But that skunk smell was so strong in that van, I drove back
Ooh.
with my head out the window, And I was like, man, I love the smell of a skunk, but not that strong. He was right there.
Like, wait, he collects anything Friday the 13th. I love horror stuff.
Mhm.
Not like, all the little figures and stuff. I wish I could find those. I love those. But what is the Flintstone clock, Bobby?
A what?
Did
Oh.
Vinian send you a Flintstone clock?
Yeah, I bought it actually. I didn't.
Or-
He didn't. He had it on eBay, and I didn't find another one on there.
Oh,
That's
that's
wooden.
really cool.
Yeah, it's wooden. It's it's not real vintage, but
You need to
it's
put a body in it.
it's 1994. It's 94.
I like Dino.
I like that. That's really unique.
Yeah, dibba-dibba-doo. Hey, when you're old,
I thought he
dude,
was
this
going to
is
start dancing. I really did.
Casper.
Casper
Oh,
the
that's
Friend.
cool.
That's a Pizza Hut one from Pizza
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, probably. Yeah.
I got all kinds of crap. My Simpsons guy over here, can you see him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, Homer.
He was an arcade piece. I paid $10 at a yard sale. I think I need to sell him, but I haven't. So,
I like
Bring
your
him over. I want to see him.
huh?
your
Let me see
Halloween
him.
blow mold.
He's heavy.
You're a strong guy.
Stay active, Bobby, so you last longer.
He's awesome.
He was on some kind of an arcade piece, like a pizza
Oh.
place or something, and they wanted to get rid of
Pinball
him at a
machine.
yard sale, so I paid $10 for him. So
Is he on a pinball machine? The top of it?
no, I think he was on like a soccer machine. You kick the ball or
I'll
something.
kick the ball at the bottom. Yep.
Something like that. I got so much crap in here.
My thing I've been searching for that I haven't found is the Easter blow mold.
Just any like rabbit or specific one?
I like the rabbit with the basket.
Oh, yeah.
I found this the other day at a yard sale, and I could not pass it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like a veterinary anatomy thing for dog training. And today I decided, you know what, I'm gonna look that up because I thought about giving it to a friend of mine that he is a policeman that has a German Shepherd.
$30.
Okay. And then I looked it up. It's like $45.
Wow.
And if you find them new, they're a lot more than that. I was like, okay, I'm listening. My friend ain't getting that. Ain't that good a friend.
I was just going to say, we're not that close.
Yeah.
Right.
Journey said the worst old song that I ever heard that kind of flew under the radar was Into the Night by Sergio Mendes. I don't know that song. Sing
Yes.
it, buddy.
Alexa, play Into the Night by Sergio Mendes. It's a late 70s, early 80s song.
End of the Night by Sergio Mendes, but here is
You know the
music
song.
by Sergio Mendes.
Oh, Alexa, stop. She doesn't have it in her repertoire, but it's basically him. If you go YouTube that song, he's an older man in love with a teenage girl. And if you listen to the lyrics, it's basically a guy that is into younger girls. But it's a pretty good hit. I mean, as far as the sound of the music,
Right.
but if you listen to the lyrics, it's a creepy one, type deal.
I'm looking up the lyrics now.
I'll be right back.
Sergio Mendes lyrics.
Into the Night.
Okay, I'm looking.
When you hear it, you'll know the song. I'm a huge music nut. So. You ready to go to Maui yet?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, he's talking about having sex with the young girl.
Yeah.
Okay, agreed, Journey. That's kind of...
Yeah, look at the lyrics. You'll know.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Okay, Van, I will check.
Love you.
All right, love you too. See you later.
Ruben Relic said that dog is what happens when mange goes too far.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah. Let baby outside, would you? Sorry, my daughter stopped by. Go outside.
What is that?
My ring.
Oh.
And when you got the inventory I got, you got to have a ring.
She doesn't want to go, Dad.
All right. I'll put her out.
Yeah, Journey. It
was a hit. Yeah. A lot of that stuff, there were a lot of great songs in that time era, but I didn't even think about the lyrics. I don't normally listen to the lyrics. I just listen to the music. So if it's,
yeah,
play that funky music, White Boy, when it was out, I listen to that. But, you don't listen nowadays. You probably might be offended by it.
But, okay, I'll be right back.
So what else do y'all do for fun on the side?
Nothing.
Not
It's taking over our lives.
Huh?
It's taking over our lives.
Yeah, it will.
There's no side. It's this and our regular business, and that's it.
It can. I mean, your business is open from like what hours? 9 to 5, 9 to 6?
9 to 4.
9 to 4. Man, must be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Monday through Friday?
Friday's usually about 10 to 3 because I'm at sales in the morning. So sometimes that can go a little later than 10. And then usually we try to get out of here. I don't schedule too much on Friday. Try not to anyway.
Right. Yeah, it's nice when you can do that for sure. Hello, Doris. Welcome. I'm a big Thursday, Friday guy. I'll be out in the morning. There probably won't be that many, but I look for the rural towns. I like to find the ones that are away from me because since I live near Oklahoma City, all the resellers are out, but not everybody's willing to drive 2 hours to get to a little town.
Right.
Right.
There's a town called Corn in western Oklahoma. It's about an hour and a half from me. And we went a few years ago, had no clue. I know where it is because I got family from the area. It's 500 people. We got there, and people were walking around that town. You'd have thought they were filming the movie Twister. I mean, there were 30 yard sales in a town of 500 people.
That's crazy.
The treasures were just phenomenal because it was, just so much good stuff.
Right.
And I started asking about ball caps. All them farmers started bringing out ball caps.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's usually where you're going to find those old vintage ones unless they've thrown them away,
Yeah.
But any of the co-ops or the agricultural stuff, tobacco, John Deere, Harley, any of that stuff, especially if they're the 3 stripers, those are big money.
Yeah.
So you're a Dolphins fan. What college team do you root for?
The Hurricanes, Miami Hurricanes.
Okay. There you go. I'm a Longhorn. Probably more of a college fan than I am a pro fan.
Here. Here's a treat.
Yeah. I think the Hurricanes are finally going to be back with Mario Cristobal. He put together, I would say, the second best staff in college football behind Saban. I mean, the guys he has on that team it's insane.
Yeah.
He's got Charlie Strong coaching linebackers, which Charlie Strong coached USF. And
he was a Texas coach too.
In Texas, yeah. He's coaching linebackers now for us. It's crazy. We got some good up-and-coming coaches, man.
Carl, in answer to your question, I do not think of gas prices. First of all, I drive a little Infiniti G37, but I don't go too far right now. I haven't gone too far, but I don't think about it because, first of all, mileage is a write-off or gas, whichever it is. I always do mileage versus gas.
Me too.
You have to do one or the other. And so I do mileage. So it's a write-off. And if the gas prices go up, so does the IRS tax rate on mileage. So you just, it's like when people complain about gas prices, nobody wants to pay what we're paying. But, if you go spend $6 at a Starbucks for a cup of coffee, then you shouldn't be complaining about gasoline because I make my own coffee. Hey, Creaker, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, we don't got to go too far. We got so much around us, yard sales around us.
Hey,
We don't.
Brian.
Yeah, same with me. It's pretty compact. Now, unless, I'll go a little bit further out, only 10 miles if there's a community sale or something, but otherwise everything's pretty close.
Yeah, if they have pictures and I see something that I want, then I'll.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see Brian's here?
What up, John?
Yeah, Brian's out scouting or something.
Creaker's here.
There we go. Oh, my God.
Popped in. Awesome. Good to see everyone. Van's telling his brother to go to bed. He's like, girl, go to bed.
Well, Creaker always keeps me posted on where the good community sales are or neighborhood sales. So, Miss Journey's from Florida. I forgot that. That's right. Call your buddy Marty. He's looking for you. Tell me you can call. Okay. So,
funny.
I didn't
know. Wait,
when
I was walking away to let the dog out, did I hear y'all have no other interests? This takes up all your time. I'm the same way.
I just want to go picking all day, every day.
My interest is going to the bins and going to yard sales and shipping. That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah, I don't mind shipping. The listing part gets annoying, but
The listing is the hardest part for sure. I don't mind shipping at all.
See, and I can list anything in about 2 minutes with my iPhone. Research is a little bit of time,
yeah.
and then shipping is a pain in the rear. But I know what I'm doing. It's just time.
Yeah.
So I try to like. In most cases, if I'm smart, I won't get behind on pulling orders. So while I'm watching TV, I'll go pull an order when I get a break, and then set it aside, and then later just ship them all. But if I let it get over 10, it could be trouble for me because sometimes I'll wait till I got 25 items and go, oh crap.
Mom will pull most of the items for me. I'm so spoiled. And I always do all the like small stuff first while I'm sitting here but then I'm always stuck with the things at the end that I'm like, oh, the hard things to ship.
Yeah,
you know?
do those first.
You do those first?
No, I'm saying she does it. I don't do it. So
Really? No, I do all the easy.
I would say do the hard stuff first.
Days.
Get easier as it goes.
Yeah.
The Hawaiian food, yes, Creeker, I have. I've tried both the Hawaiian. We have 2 Hawaiian restaurants that open in this town I live in.
Really?
And I'm like, what the heck is Hawaiian food restaurants doing in Oklahoma?
2 of them.
Yeah, but a lot of rice, a lot of pork, a lot of fish, and of course Spam. That's the number 1 food item in
Hawaii.
In Hawaii. So,
Marie, shh, don't give her any ideas. You probably would pay better than I pay. She does not get enough for everything she does. Let me tell you, I'm like so lucky.
See, I'm not a big crab or lobster guy.
What?
I love lobster and shrimp. I don't like crab.
Shrimp.
I never had lobster till I went in the Navy. They gave it to us like once a month.
Really?
Yeah.
I like warm water lobster tail. I'm not a big fan of like Maine lobster. That's
Now I like them little crawfish.
oh yeah.
Pop them and yep.
I like crab.
I learned that.
It's a pain to do. It's not worth it sometimes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It is. And boudin, I love boudin too.
Boudin
Gumbo.
is the
Oh
best.
my goodness. Gumbo. Oh. Yeah.
The best.
Y'all make
Yeah.
me hungry.
I miss that southeast Texas. It's funny because Texas is so big. Southeast is Cajun and swampy, and then you got, of course, Houston, and then South Texas, a lot of farm and fruits and stuff like that. West Texas is just desert and oil.
Mhm.
North Texas and the Panhandle's farm country and cattle country, and then North and Central Texas are kind of farming, and then Eastern is timber, Central is hilly, and it's a whole
We
nother
would
country.
have family. What's it called? Like family.
Reunion?
No. Like rivalry or something.
Competition?
Fishing. Bass
Really?
fishing. And I would always go with my pawpaw and his boat. And our secret was we would go cross the line, go to Texas, and get a bigger bass. And then the rest of the family would always be like, "Where's the secret spot?" And
Yeah.
Pawpaw would always look at me and be like,
Don't tell.
What's that like? What lake?
"Toledo Bend."
Toledo Bend.
Oh yeah, East
Nice.
Texas, yeah.
I love swordfish. Favorite fish to eat. It's like the,
Yeah,
swordfish.
it's.
I just
it's
never had a
thick and
boat.
meaty. It's like the steak of the sea.
Oh.
I just never had a boat. I'm a bank fisherman, so, and I don't even have time to fish anymore.
You see these?
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that. Now, did you catch those?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, my
Awesome.
dad used to fish in tournaments up and down the east coast of Florida.
Wow.
How
No,
do you
my luck is
fish
I'd catch a great
like
white
that?
and be pulled in.
to keep all the scale and everything? I don't know. I don't want to know actually.
How they do that?
Yeah.
It's not the real fish at all.
Oh, okay.
It's a casting.
cast.
They just take
Oh.
measurements and make it. on their own.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, oh, that just seems gross.
No, it's not. It's not like a deer where they just the skin over it.
I've had gator. I've never had shark.
It's tough.
There you
It's
go,
tough.
Angie.
You gotta soak it in
No.
milk.
Not encouraging that.
Love fishing now. Fishing in southeast Oklahoma, they they got lakes down there too, and they got river and the Red River and all that through there.
I haven't been fishing in years because every time I would go fishing, I wouldn't catch anything, like nothing at all.
You used the wrong bait.
Obviously, no matter what we tried, shrimp or other things, I'm just standing there holding a pole for the day.
That's some of my best memories, though. When my childhood, my great uncle used to go fishing every day on the Washita River in southwest Oklahoma, and he'd carry a gunny sack, and he came home with catfish, and my great granny would sit there and hit them in the head with a hammer, and then cut their head off, and then peel their skin with a pair of pliers, and we would call it taking off their pajamas. But catfish is my favorite fish to eat.
Me too.
What'd you say, Angie?
Took an ugly turn, this conversation.
It was just part of getting rid of a fish, if you don't get a fish, a catfish held right, he'll get poked in the head. Well, he was already dead.
Well, why? Why would he
flopping?
him on the head?
He was flopping a little bit. He carried him up from the river.
Oh, my Lord.
Good night, Miss Journey.
PETA is literally going to cancel our channels.
I'm not going to Dirty Bird to fish. We got a lake called Thunderbird, and it's a dirty lake. I wouldn't fish there. I ain't eating that fish either.
Oh.
And catfish is one of those that requires a stink bait, right? Most of the time, or liver.
What does that mean, a stink bait?
Because they're scavenger type fish on the bottom. Noodling's real big here in Oklahoma. Catching catfish with your hands.
Oh.
And there used to be a actual reality show of people that would come across the country and come here. And we have big tournaments down in Pauls Valley and stuff every year, Purcell, where they do those noodling tournaments. And women were the least afraid to reach into under a rock and grab a fish in the mouth and pull him out because, he bites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
they'll bite
you and you just pull out?
Yeah, and some of them could weigh 50, 60 pounds. But the bad part is you get in the wrong hole, you might get bit by a beaver or something, which would be serious.
Snapping turtle is.
Or snapping turtles, yep.
Oh.
And but the worst bait, people always talk about stink bait. The worst bait I ever remember was one time somebody told me to get treble hooks and Limburger cheese. Limburger cheese is the worst smelling thing on planet Earth. And once you get it on you, your clothes or anything, they've got to be thrown away. And it sells in the grocery store. People eat it. But you got to glob it on as a ball onto a treble hook, and it'll eventually fall off. But when you cast that baby, them catfish come swimming. I was going to say running, but they don't run. And Limburger cheese is. Oh, I mean, you don't. It's like falling in a vat of something that you can't get rid of for weeks. I mean, like a skunk spray you or something.
Catfishing from the bank.
There you go. Melanie knows. See, and watch out for Bigfoot down there.
Eat my catfish.
There you go.
Hey, Jared, welcome in. No, I do not like to hear about that, Brian, for sure.
Good night, Lori.
Stink bait because you forget about it and leave it in your tackle box until next year.
Yeah. There's a business up here north of Oklahoma City in Guthrie that is a stink bait place. And we used to call on them sales calls for UPS. And as soon as you hit the door, it's like, God, how do these people work here? It's worse than Alexandria's paper mills. Scallop. See, and I'm not a big scallop guy either.
I love scallops.
We love bacon wrap scallops.
Yeah.
Bacon wrap.
That sounds good.
I'm not a big seafood person.
I like the bay scallops. They're the little ones that are all sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. See, the seafood I like is biscuits and gravy, chicken fried steak, chicken and dumplings. Yeah. That's the best seafood in the world.
My daughter, my youngest daughter, is really allergic to any shellfish. So for the longest time, we have not had any of that. Man, now that she's older, I'm like, we need to go to all kinds of places.
Yeah.
Now that we don't have to drag her along, because before we couldn't go to any restaurant that had a lot of seafood at all. And living on the coast, there's a lot of places.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Discovery was filming a noodling fishing show. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there used to be one, and they would bring people from all over the United States. They'd come down here on vacation, go noodling. These guys would take them, and they'd mess with them. The old country boys would be like, "Yeah, come on out here, we'll show you." And of course, some of the women that were with them too. But
Okay,
it was
I'm
always like
looking it up right now.
the women were. Some of them women were fearless; they didn't care. Some of the men were some of the biggest. Yeah, I won't say it, but you know what I mean.
Babies, yeah.
Babies, there you go. That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay, here she is putting her arm in there.
And
It's really cool.
yeah, it is.
She's just reaching down into the middle of the water. Oh,
Usually
she's
there's a hole under a rock, or there's a hole there somewhere where they're backed up in there, and there may be one or two in that hole, and you're just trying to get them to bite at your hand, and you grab them and pull them out.
Let's see.
But that was the whole thing with that show, is they were who could get the biggest one,
Right.
And
Holy crap!
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
he's
yeah.
like giant.
Cool.
Yeah. Angie's going to be binge watching Discovery Noodling Channel.
Okay, I might have seen enough right now.
That's funny. Well, hey, we've been on here for a couple of hours. It went by fast.
It did.
Sarah.
So what's the plan this week, guys?
Sales.
I'm hoping there's some sales with it being Easter weekend.
That's right. It is Easter weekend, isn't it?
I haven't seen a whole lot listed, so.
You have anything going on your YouTube channel?
Just trying to get better at it.
Are you got any videos coming up?
Not really. To see what happens this weekend. I don't have a lot of footage stored back, which
Yeah, I don't do that either.
Yeah.
I just every week, whatever I do that week, that's the video.
Yeah, that's pretty much me too. Well, hey guys, I posted their link again. Make sure if you have not followed them yet, go over there and check out their channel. If you like it, give them a subscribe and watch. No, Brian, my next video is not Angie Tries Noodling.
That would be good.
That's a good one.
I bet you it would get a whole lot of views because I would be like so grossed out.
Not bad. Not Carl.
But yeah, check out their channel, see what you think. It's some interesting videos. I watched some of them, and I think you'll enjoy it. And we always love helping people who are just kind of starting out and get them growing in this channel, because we're all about, at least here, Bobby and I are really about the eBay community and us supporting each other. So,
And you guys are doing pretty good for where you're at for the short time.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think people love the husband and wife team. You'll do really well with that.
Yeah.
See, I had to pay everybody to subscribe to my channel. It was $20 a day. And then some of them would send back the $20 plus $20 so they didn't have to watch it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I just told him, hey, when I see you, I'm going to sick him on you. You guys have a good night. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thanks for
All
having
righty.
me.
Thanks for all the support.
You bet.
Absolutely.
Good night, everybody.
Night,
y'all.
everyone.
Take care.